Get through the game today and my tie was straight. I didn't embarrass the school again. But I appreciate the effort from our guys, considering things didn't go extremely well for a while.
What was your message to the guys going into overtime?
You know, just had to play better, take care of the ball better. Look, we knew it was going to be a hard game. They turned Xavier over 25 times, and you know Xavier's a pretty high-level team. So, you know, we handled the pressure at times really good, and then I felt like we made a lot of mistakes at the tail end of the pressure in the first half, where we had 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, and we kind of butchered them up. And we lost our mojo completely at the one point in the kind of the end of the first half. Very fortunate to be down only 6. And we got popped again, and we just hung in there. You know, I think the zone helped us, which is the second time I've really used it. Our back was against the wall against UIC, and we used it. We practiced it quite a bit, but we haven't played it much in the game. So
you hate to cave in, don't you?
No, look, I'm going to do what I got to do. There's some games we're going to press. There's some games we'll play man-to-man. You know, I don't think we're great in that zone yet, but we were good enough to win tonight. So, look, when my dad played here in 1954, if you didn't play great man-to-man defense, you weren't playing here. I think the leading scorer in the country transferred to North Carolina because he couldn't play here. So that's kind of how I've been brought up. And so, yeah, so did I cave in? No, you do what you got to do, but I prefer to play man-to-man. Good question, though.
How would you rate the good job, especially Tavian, but all your guys did when Sincere fouled out and handling that pressure?
Well, you know, Tavian's been in a lot of games. I mean, he's been in NIT games. He's been in MAC championship games. You know, I was a little disappointed he didn't make a couple. You know, I thought he had some good looks, but they handled the ball well when it mattered. I think they were in a little bit of a dilemma whether they were going to come full bore ahead and open themselves up or play a little more conservatively. And I felt most of the time they played a little conservative, but when they did come at us, Tavian just went with it, which is really what you should do. You shouldn't be passive. You should just go. And we just have to shoot the ball a little bit better. Like, we're just missing open threes and things like that. You know, it was a tough game, though. We're fortunate.
You know, you've been around for a long time, everybody knows that, but after the last game, how did it bother you to have to try to watch yourself a little bit or just pay attention to that aspect of it, or did you just be yourself?
You know, that's another really good question. So, did I like it? No. Because this is going to sound strange, but I'm a basic introvert. So I'm not real extroverted. So what you see on the court is a little bit different than what I really am. I'm a relatively quiet, calm person off the court, but on the court. So I don't like to be portrayed that way, but by the same token, I learned a long time ago that you can never worry about what people think of you. You have to look yourself in the mirror and make judgments every day as to whether you're a good person, whether you have good morals, whether you have good ethics, whether you treat your family the right way, whether you make the right decision on the basketball court, whether you're doing your team justice, whether you're helping young people get better as people. And so as long as I can do that, I can take criticism. Some people are scared of criticism and would never put themselves out there like I did. Like there's a lot of coaches that are just won't do that. And if I did that at Akron, it would have been no big deal. I mean, I was there so long. But you know, when you do it in a new spot, some people are gonna cringe. But I didn't commit a crime, the one thing I did do is I got a lot of publicity for Duquesne. So you can view it that way as well. It was probably the most publicity Duquesne basketball has gotten in a long time, right? when you really consider it. Now, I'm sure some people don't like that type of publicity, but at least, like I said before, they'll know how to spell our name, and at least people know I care. They can say whatever they want, but I care, right? And I want to win, and I still, at 60 years, My dad would say 60 years of age because he's a New Yorker. But at 60 years of age, I still have tremendous passion and desire to be great. So the rest I can take. If I didn't care, I couldn't take that from myself. It was a long-winded answer. Don't ask those hard questions.
What made you play Eric 44 of the 45 minutes? Was it performance? Was it just hot hand? What all went into that for you?
I didn't think we could win if I didn't play him 44 out of 45 minutes. Simple as that. I didn't think anybody else really played all that great, you know, at his spot. So, and he's practiced well. So, is that ideal? No, but I felt like he was our best player. I needed to play him.
How about Mike Hughes? Was he hurting in the first half? Or
No, I just wanted to use him a lot in the second half, so I didn't use him as much in the first half. I knew the game was going to be close, so I just decided to try to use him more in the second half. I didn't think he had much. He just gutted it out, but he really didn't have much. You know, he's probably 2-3 weeks away from getting back to where he was. I didn't really look at his numbers, but he had 13 points and 9 rebounds and really didn't have much. He just kind of played on brains.
Sort of tied into that, how would you say your guys did against their big man, you know, coming in averaging 24 a game? You knew he was going to be a load.
Well, that's what was ironic about the first half. Like, they're beating us and he didn't do much, right?
Mhm.
But he's good. He went 0 for 7 from 3, which we were lucky because he can shoot it from out there too. He's a good player. And, you know, that's a tough part of those games when the game's on the line. You know, last game was Lamar Stevens. This game they have Mayo to go to, and he had hit 2 game winners. He hit a game winner against High Point. He hit another game winner.
he almost did another one too.
He almost hit another one. You know, so we did a good job. We did a good job. It's a weird game. I mean, it was a strange game. We were fortunate.
What did the referee say to you about Eric's technical? And obviously this is his second one of the season.
I don't know. He didn't like me much tonight, really. He was more mad at me than Eric.
He was watching the news reports.
Yeah, probably. You know, that's probably not great for you, is it? And that is a small knit community. I told the one guy, respect your elders. Just, like I deserve that a little bit, right? 60 years old.
Keith, with Mike Lewis, second half was in the sweatpants. Was there an injury-related thing with
Well,
that?
he's not injured. I just thought it was a tough game. You know, we had to play more of our ball handling guards. That's why I didn't play Lamar as much either. We had to play our ball handling guards to handle the pressure, really. I feel bad. I like Mike Lewis as a person. I like him as a kid. He's a great human being. But like, I can't really let any of that affect me. That's the hard part about this job. I just have to play who I think can win the game. Simple as that.
Keith, how important was this win for you guys tonight when you think of what happened in the Penn State game and then also your approaching conference play?
Well, this is a fragile game, you know, like if you don't win close games and you don't win close games and you don't win close games, pretty soon that closer in the 9th inning doesn't close in the 9th inning, right? He gives up hit. We've all seen it. Chuck Knobloch couldn't throw it to first base, you know, whatever you want to say, but it's fragile, right? So the more games you can win, the more credibility you have, the less fragility you have. So that was a big win for us. They're all big. Like we're trying to become a championship quality team. So you have to win, and you have to win, and you have to win. And you have to learn how to win. And you have to learn how to lose. You have to learn how to win, and you have to learn how to lose. And then you have to look yourself in the mirror and figure out, hey, like we have to hold ourselves accountable and play better. We can play better than that. We can play better than that. We're not where we want to be yet, but it's going to take a lot of time. And this is the first year. I'm going to repeat myself. And I get reminded by a lot of people around the country. I get reminded by our athletic director. This is the first year. We're in a lot of ways we're way younger this year than we were last year. We were old last year, right? And we're so inconsistent because of that. But part of that is we have to get better in practice in order to be more consistent. Like the first 10 minutes of the game, we were good. We got 4 kills in the first 7 minutes of the game. Our goal is 14. 4 is a lot, right? That's 3 stops 4 times. That's pretty good, but then we died. And part of it was bad offense. We're very inconsistent offensively right now.
You put Brandon Wade in for 11 minutes after a couple games that he did not play. Just what did you make of the up and down, and just maybe how tough of a season it's been for him in just terms of start and stop and maybe out of position?
Well, I'm a big Brandon Wade fan. So again, I got to play who I think can win the game. I like him as a person. Again, he's a high-level individual. He's got good basketball IQ. He just has to get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And I like the way he was in practice. He's one of the guys that never complains. He just goes at it and tries to get better and tries to fix it. And so I was proud of how he played. He had one little jittery stretch, I thought, but overall he did a good job. And I still think he's going to be a good player. I do.
Final play was Eric the guy you wanted taking the shot?
Yeah, that's the radio people ask me if, why did I go into Mike Hughes, why Eric? Just thought we had a little pet play that we could get him on the box. He was playing better than anybody we had. He's one of our best conditioned guys, and he's a very good free throw shooter. The problem with Mike Hughes at that point is he's dead on his feet. He played 26 minutes. He's not a great free throw shooter, right? I just thought he was the best, and I thought the play would go as well. So every once in a while I make a good decision. Every once in a while. Not always. Good?
All right,
All right.